You know, when a dental clinic finishes a busy day and you see all these used needles, these, blood soaked gauze, extracted teeth, these solutions, these chemicals, and all these disposable materials, they've all accumulated during the treatment. What happens to all this waste after the clinic closes? If it's disposed properly, it protects both the environment and the public health. But if it's handled carelessly, it can spread infections, it can contaminate the water sources, and even harm us healthcare workers. That is why waste management is such an important topic in public health dentistry. So let's understand this concept step by step today. Hi, I'm Dr. Asha Priyanka, your public health dentist, and my aim is very simple. I want to make public health logical and structured for you so that you don't have to mug it up, because that's what I always hear from my students, that they say it's such a theory heavy topic that we have to mug up. I don't want that for you. I want you to understand the concept and then put it aside. For you will be confident enough to write your exam with it. So let's try and understand this. What is waste? Firstly, it refers to unwanted or unusable materials that are discarded after use. Now, extend it a little bit. So, what is waste management? It refers to the collection, the transportation, processing, recycling, and disposal of waste in order to reduce harm to human health and environment. I want you to pick out the important words here, as we do with any definition. I don't want you to mug up the definition. I promise you will not remember it for the exam. But if you pick out the important words, you certainly will. So let's write that down. What do we want to do? Our aim is to manage the waste that is there. So we have to collect it. We have to transport it. Now we have it. Now we have to send it somewhere. And then we should process it. We should recycle it, whichever is recyclable. And then, or, if it's not recyclable, we have to dispose. Why? So that we reduce the harm it causes to us and the environment. So what this is basically, waste management is just trying to responsibly handle the waste that we cause. Now, let's see how waste can be classified into different ways. Based on the origin, waste is classified into domestic waste, commercial waste, industrial waste, biomedical waste, agricultural waste. Each of these requires different methods of management. And based on nature, they are classified as biodegradable and non-biodegradable waste. Based on the hazard level, you can also classify it as hazardous waste and non-hazardous waste. Hazardous will include something like chemicals and batteries and biomedical waste. These will require special handling and disposable methods. That's what we will see today. Now let's talk about something extremely important for healthcare professionals, and that is our biomedical waste. It refers to any waste that is generated during the diagnosis, treatment, or immunization of patients. Again, like every time we do this, we have to pick out the important words. Over here, it's diagnosis, treatment, and immunization. The examples for this are our sharps, the needles and the blades that we use, any human tissues, the blood-soaked dressings, the extracted teeth, and the chemicals that are used in the labs. Because this waste may contain infectious materials, it must be handled with extreme care. Now, you might also think that, what is the dental relevance to this? Why do I need to know of this as a dentist? Why can't I just be like, okay, there's a method that I need to I need to remove this waste, so let me do that. Why do I need to know all this? Dental clinics generate a lot of biomedical waste, and some of this will include, in the previous times it was there, today it's much less, but there are still patients who have their amalgam dental fillings, so it is still considered. Mercury from dental amalgam is very, very important it's a waste that needs to be handled carefully. And then we have lead foil from the dental x-ray films. And then there's sharps, like we spoke about, like the needles and the blades. And the the extracted teeth, contaminated gauze, any dressings, dentists must follow proper waste segregation and proper waste disposal protocols so that we can prevent any infection transmission and also like environment, like contamination. Under the Biomedical Waste Management Rules of 2016, dental clinics have a legal responsibility to manage waste properly. So we have a legal obligation to manage waste properly, which means that there are agencies in a clinic. Practically what that would look like is when you open a clinic, along with all your permissions and etc., you will also need to search for a biomedical waste management area. They will come and you have to register up. They will come and they will give you, or you can buy from them, the different color coded dustbin bags. You have to coordinate and you have to dispose your waste in the clinic into that. That means you have to train your employees, you have to train your assistants. Everything should be in such a way that the waste is put into the proper color coded bins and these people will come and pick it up. That's how we ensure that this waste is properly disposed. They do that for us. And this is a responsibility of us dentists to take care of this in our dental clinic setup. Now, we have talked in length about what waste management is and why it is important. Let's also see the steps of waste management. First, you want to segregate your waste properly. It must be separated at the point of generation itself. So later, nobody's going to put their hand into the bin and separate it. So when the waste is generated while the treatment, you should have your bins near you and a trained professional near you, so that, or trained assistant near you, so that you can place that in the correct bin. The next would be the collection and storage using appropriate containers, like the color-coded bins. The waste should be clearly labeled and it should be stored safely for a limited time. Like I said, they will come once a week or twice a week according to your, your demand, and they will come and collect the waste. So till then, it should be safely, it should be safely kept. Now, the waste will undergo transportation through the authorized waste vehicles and through their separate routes for biomedical waste, and then treatment will happen. They'll undergo many methods of treatment like autoclaving, incineration, microwaving, chemical disinfection, and landfill or deep burial for like some materials, and wherever possible recycling will take place. Now, each of these steps, what it does is basically it ensures that waste does not become a public health hazard. Now, in India, biomedical waste disposal follows a biomedical waste management rules from 2016. These rules introduced a color-coded segregation system. I've been speaking about this, so let's now talk about it in detail. This tells us that there are 4 color bins that should be available. One is yellow category. That includes our infectious waste such as human tissues, and these are usually disposed of through incineration. Then we have our red category, which is the recyclable waste. This will have the contaminants like tubes and gloves and plastic items. So these are all treated through either autoclaving or through microwaving. Then we have our white dustbin or translucent dustbin, which includes the sharps such as the needles, the blades. These are all placed in very puncture proof containers and they undergo autoclaving. Then we have our blue bin, that is glassware and metallic implants. These usually undergo disinfection and recycling. Now, this color coding system, you might initially think that it is tiresome or troublesome, but what does it do? It helps us ensure that there's safe segregation and then there's safe disposal of this biomedical waste. Now, if you're going to ask why we need to do this, what are these environmental hazards of poor waste management if we don't, if we don't manage our waste poorly, what will happen? What will happen is that they can lead to very serious environmental problems. That includes spread of a lot of diseases, and our groundwater can get contaminated, and from all the burning waste there will be air pollution and breeding ground for vectors. So our flies and rodents and mosquitoes, all of these can really, this poor waste management will form like a breeding ground for all this, and then they can cause diseases for us itself. Therefore, waste management is like a big public health risk for us. So in order to, just educating people is not enough. For this, there's some legal framework also that's in India. The legal framework tells us that there are several laws that regulate this waste management in India. These include our Biomedical Waste Management Rules 2016, like I spoke about, then our Environmental Protection Act 1986, Solid Waste Management Rules 2016, and Hazardous Waste Rules 2016. Now, because sometimes letting people on information or awareness about a risk is not enough unless you introduced a legal framework, or in this case, if you introduce some punishment for not following these rules, then only most people will take care of it. So that's why there are legal frameworks for this as well, to make it standardized. Now, what is the role of health professionals, you may ask? We play actually a very important role. We play a role in segregation of the waste, because when we do treatment, it's important to segregate that waste then and there. For that, you need that information, or you need that awareness of which color or what kind of waste goes in which color. Next is the staff training. You want your staff also to be trained on which bin or which color to keep which waste. Then personal protective equipment. Again, like I've mentioned before, COVID really helped us understand the importance of PPE kits. So, and now we also need to understand the importance of managing that used PPE kits and disposing it off. Then also the next role is to maintain records and compliance with rules, and the patient education on waste management as well. You want to be able to be in a place where you tell your patients also, if there's a necessity, how to dispose the waste, how to dispose the biomedical waste, anything. It will only help the community, and it's a crucial step in protecting us healthcare workers also, the patients also, and the whole community. So if you step back and look at the bigger picture, like I always like to say, waste management is not just about cleaning up the garbage that happens in your clinic. It's about protecting public health. It's about protecting us, public health workers, and the environment and our patients also. So for us healthcare professionals, including dentists, proper biomedical waste management, it's not only our responsibility, but it's a legal obligation also, like I've mentioned. And that is why understanding waste management is so essential. And that's what we tried to do here today. Now, I want you to go to your book and write down the notes adjacent to it. You can write down the things I have written, you can underline. And if you're someone who works better with technology, go to our app right now. There are more flashcards. There are some very, very important MCQs that can come from this topic. You can go through them while the concept is fresh. You can try and test yourself. If you get the answer, well, good for you. You remember the concept, it retains. You practice it a little bit and retain. If you don't, that's an indication for you. It's not a failure, it's an indication that you just need to go again. So try and see all our videos also on this topic together. Try and binge watch the videos. Go to these topics in the app and work on the flashcards and MCQs so you can retain all this information and not be overwhelmed in front of, or just before the exams. Let's look at an MCQ and a flashcard from this topic, how they can come. So what is an environmental hazard related to water due to poor waste management? The answer is groundwater contamination. If you have gone through my video on water, you would have gotten this immediately. An MCQ that can come from this topic can look like this. Which of the following is an example of infectious biomedical waste? A. Human tissues, B. Broken glass, C. Chemical disinfectants, and D. Radioactive waste. The answer is A. Human tissues. And like I said in all my previous videos, don't take MCQs lightly, because it's very easy or usually easy to eliminate two options, and you'll be left with two. That is still a 50-50 chance for you to get it right. And 50 is not a great chance when you think about, being a ranker and getting a seat. So I want you to be able to eliminate three options and be left with only one, and surely say that this is the answer. Confidently say that this is the answer, right? For this, I want you to go to the app, finish the rest of them. I want you to also create your own flashcards. Take a concept from here or a picture from here, screenshot it. You can go to the app, this is available there, and you can make your own flashcard so that you can remember. Now, everyone has a way of thinking, a way of writing, and a way of learning. So what we try to do is help you, but ultimately it's you have to do it, right? So I want you to really work on this topic. So let's call it a day, and I will see you in the next topic.